I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha. By my accumulations or practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha. By my accumulations or practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha. By my accumulations or practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha. By my accumulations or practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sanje joda zoge jono loi chanju bado dane yapsuch dage jinso gebe zonam ge dola benjire sanje jubare jo sanje joda zoge jonam chanju bado dane yapsuch dage jinso gebe zonam ge Tola benjire sanje jubare jo, sanje joda zoge jonam. Chanju bardo dane gyapsu che, dage jinso gebe sonam ge. Tola benjire sanje jubare jo. Om ye dharma eto prabhavam Tom te sham da tha gato yavatat te sham chayo nirodha evam bhate mahashramanaye svaha Om ye dharma etu prabhavam Hetum te sham datha gato hyavatat te sham chayo nirodha evam bhate mahashramanaye svaha Om ye tu prabhavam Hetum te sham datha gato hyavatat te sham chayo nirodha evam bhate mahashramanaye svaha. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation causes as well as taught by the great seer. And we'll read 3 principal aspects of the path, page 78. Okay, let me quickly remind what we said before related to the 3 principal paths. We see that the somebody who is wise in ways that the wise, what is meant by wise? Wise meaning somebody who can give a meaning to one's life, greater meaning to one's life, the greatest meaning to one's life. That's a wise person. And we see that the benefit that we are seeking, 2 kinds, short term, long term. Those who can plan for the long term benefit, they are the wise people, rather than who are obsessed with the short term benefits. Then within the benefit, the long term benefits, meaning that they say benefit that you get and they will never undo, they will never they will never go back, or they will never exhaust. That is the eternal, the fearlessness and infinite happiness. So anybody who can go in this direction, they are the wise people. And for this, we see that it is like building a good house. We require a lot of things, like the masons are required, meaning those who build the bricks. Then we also need the electrician, then the window. There are people to install the windows, window workers are required, and then the flooring, interiors. We require different experts in this. So likewise, for this journey to the ultimate happiness, we see that there are things that we need to know, and let us not be complacent with only one aspect. Um, let us make it a point that we are not complacent with only one aspect and just be engrossed in this. In fact, if this is what we do, then what happens is that you will lose a great purpose of one's life. So we see that that we age so fast, so quickly. For example, say I remember after completing high school. Now I see that it's quite some time. Then after completing IBD, Institute of Buddhist Dialectics, I said it's okay. Then completing Depung is just like very recent. And when I check with other people, meaning that I ask how many years since my completing Geshe and going to England, for me it's like just a few years, 5-6 years. And then when I check with somebody else, they said it's already almost 20 years. 2003, how many years gone? 20 years gone. Oh, this amazing. This, you can't believe it. It's very scary to see how time flies. So 20 years, I cannot go back. I cannot go back. Same. So therefore, what I'm saying is that we have to have a proper planning. Proper planning. So 3 principles of the path. This will give you a proper planning. Meaning that say one, as the Buddha indicated, that finally our miseries lies in the ignorance, self-grasping ignorance. So somehow the first thing that we need to think of do is to get rid of the ignorance. For this, we have to need the counterforce with the wisdom. Number one. Okay, how many you this makes some sense? If all our problems are due to ignorance, then the counterforce should be the wisdom, sense. If you are okay, let's say I'm not saying that you should be 100% convinced. It'll take time to get conviction. It'll take time, but at least intellectually, we see that if the root of problems is ignorance, then yes, you look at in the family, on the global level, everywhere. Oh, when was that? There was the explosion. It's not like an explosion bomb. It was, say, what they were kept storing the chemicals, and suddenly there was a blast. The whole building exploded, and the whole city. You remember what is that place? Huh? Not Lebanon, not India. No, India is great. India is amazing. So what I'm saying is that there, say some countries, for example, like America and some countries, they're extremely good. They know what measures to take, and then of course, still they make mistakes. But there are some countries, this is what they're doing. We also have this. Then they do it without any measure to contain the potential problems. So they think they just store it like this, and suddenly it exploded. The whole city was blasted. You remember which country? Lebanon, Peru. Okay, I don't remember too well. Thank you. Lebanon, Peru. So what I'm saying is that this is because we need for proper planning. So simply because somebody's doing it and then you do it, and then without knowing the details, how they did. You just do it, it can be very dangerous. So what I'm saying is that we need to have proper planning. You're getting it? Proper planning that we don't regret. And once the time gone, gone. You cannot unwind the time. So therefore, once the wisdom, if ignorance is the root of the problem, we see that the ignorance is the root of the problem in many cases. Visibly, we see that ignorance is the root of the problem. For example, to be very honest, all these wars happen in the world, it's all because of ignorance. Why? You could not see the repercussions, counter attacks happening to you. You don't see that. You see that you just destroy this, you win, and then finish. No, it's not that easy. So look, you see that it may be like 10 days, it may be like 2 weeks, and then finish. No, now look, Russia-Ukraine war, how long? It's already 1 year, 2 years. Now look at this, Hamas, Gaza Strip, the wars. Now when do you see the prospect of the ceasefire? It's extremely complicated. It's all because of the ignorance of the leaders, not seeing the repercussions. So ignorance is the cause for all the problems. We can see that's so obvious. And within ourselves, individually, within ourselves, we also see that all this ignorance creates problem within us. So with this in mind, the wisdom is one. The Buddha identified ignorance as the root cause of problem, and particularly if you can see after the study of the emptiness, you get a little bit of feeling of emptiness, and then you see that okay, how the mind reacts. You don't have to force your mind, just see how the mind reacts. You get a glimpse of emptiness, and the mind automatically finds rest, ultimately rest. So anger, it rests no anger. Attachment, it rests no attachment. The fear, it rests no fear. Extremely self-confident. So this experience comes to us with a glimpse of emptiness. From there, you can see that finally this is the only solution. You'll get it. But this is a solution. It is like the antibiotics. Once you get the antibiotics, then you should you should have the nutritious food to support these antibiotics, like the enthusiasm and so forth. So best for enthusiasm is the bodhicitta. And again, that don't just believe in somebody. Study it, practice it yourself. And bodhicitta is not like just sitting like this. No, we have to actively contemplate on this. And then you will see that your mind gradually changes. From every day we are saying, may I become Buddha for the benefit of sentient beings. As we say this, if you're wholeheartedly saying this, you will not see an obvious change within you right there and then. But what is happening is that they say there are so many layers of knots. There are so many knots of self-centered attitude. Every time wholeheartedly you say, may I become Buddha for the benefit of sentient beings, one knot is untied, one knot is untied, one knot is untied. And you may feel that there are thousands of knots. One knot untied, you will not feel any change. You're getting it? But every time it happens, gradually there's a power of the collection, the collective power of the knots. As knots are less, then you see that your mind is expanding. Your mind is expanding. Your compassion flows. You could feel that. And that, the joy that you feel of the compassion you feel flowing, that's far what excels all the joys that we get in our life. The joy of meeting with the family, joy of the enjoying cheesecake, joy of holiday, and so forth. These are just nothing in comparison with the joy of the expansion of the compassion. Again, it's experiential. So that's number two. And the highest of which is a bodhicitta. And with bodhicitta, the person becomes extremely courageous, and the person becomes extremely responsible, courageous, skillful. For example, like His Holiness the Dalai Lama, he did not have any modern education, but look at his the skillfulness to think of the whole world. Think of the whole world. Where on earth you see anybody like His Holiness to think of the universal ethics for the world? Even with the one with the brightest of the intelligence from Harvard University or Cambridge University in England or Delhi University in India, and was it, hey, were the Singaporeans NSU, SNU, what is that? SNU. No. Singaporean University, National University, what do you call NUS, right? We have, they produce, NUS produce Lee Kuan Yew. He's amazing. I have profound respect. I have extremely great admiration in him. But he did not talk about the universal ethics. He talks about the welfare of Singapore. He took care of Singapore. It's amazing. But he may once in a while talk about the world. But universal ethics as a priority, that's not happening nowhere. His brilliance, look at Lee Kuan Yew's brilliance. It's amazing. You see him with other world leaders. Other world leaders could feel that he has a gravity there in his knowledge. He's seeing the world in a different way. What I'm saying is that somebody who can talk about this, the universal ethics for the world, is only if you have a bodhicitta at heart. So this will make you different. This will make you different. So therefore, what I'm saying is that the bodhicitta is so precious, and if you don't practice bodhicitta in this life, no Buddhahood is a fruit of the bodhicitta. May I become Buddha. Without this, no matter what you do, what practice you do, fascinating tantric practice, nothing, no bodhicitta, no Buddhahood. Then for this bodhicitta, we see that this bodhicitta is determined by your compassion. Your compassion. What degree of compassion you have, that determines the bodhicitta. So, to feel the compassion for others, you need to feel the gravity of the suffering on yourself. So that makes the renunciation. So we need to have wisdom, number one, in our practice, then the bodhicitta, supported by compassion, and then renunciation. If these three things are there, these three things imbued with the single point of meditation, stabilized by the single point of meditation, then wherever you go, that is your dharma. Whether you're monastic, whether you're non-monastic, it doesn't matter. The point is that your life will be full of meaning. Will guarantee that your next life, future life, and the awakening of your Buddhahood, the seat of perfection, will happen soon. Okay, knowing this, we turn to page 78. Three principal aspects of the path. And how Lama Tsongkhapa explained this is extremely fortunate. I personally feel so fortunate that we are born in this era where Lama Tsongkhapa left so much of legacies, including the three principal aspects of the path, and in Praise of Dependent Origination, all the volumes on wisdom. So, with this in mind, so how Lama Tsongkhapa explained these three principal aspects of the path: renunciation, bodhicitta, wisdom, emptiness. Each one of them explained under three headings. One, why to generate renunciation, how to generate renunciation, and the measure of having generated renunciation. Likewise, bodhicitta. If I tell you, practice bodhicitta, what would be your first reaction to this? What would be your first question to me if I said, you have to practice bodhicitta? You have no clue what bodhicitta is. If I tell you, you have to practice bodhicitta, what will you say? Why? So the first question is why? Once I convince you that bodhicitta, this is one which can give you the maximum, it expands your joy, happiness, and you're convinced, what will you say? Okay, now how should I do it? Number two, once you learn how to do that and you keep doing it, then what would be next question? Huh? No, that's already answered. Yes. Okay. So when will I know that I've accomplished this? When I will know that I'm doing something, but how will I know that I've accomplished this? The measure of having generated renunciation, the measure of having generated bodhicitta, likewise the wisdom of emptiness. So each of these three topics are covered under three subheadings. Okay, let's read this together. Three Principal Aspects of the Path by Lama Tsongkhapa. I bow down to the Venerable Lamas. As well as I'm able, I'll explain the essence of all the teachings of the Buddha, the path praised by the conqueror's children, entrance for those who desire liberation. Listen with a clear mind, you fortunate ones, who are not attached to the joys of cyclic existence. Strive to make good use of leisure and opportunity, and direct your minds to the path that places the Buddhas. Without pure renunciation, an end to attraction for the pleasure of cyclic existence is unattainable. The craving for existence also binds beings, thus from the outset seek renunciation. Reverse attraction to this life by the reflection on how leisure and opportunity are difficult to find and how life is ephemeral and without spell. Reverse attraction to future lives by repeatedly thinking of the infallibility of karma and its effects and the misery of samsara. Contemplating thus, when for an instant you do not admire the splendors of cyclic existence and remain intent on liberation day and night, renunciation is born in you then. Renunciation, if not tempered by pure-minded bodhicitta, however, will not bring forth the perfect bliss of unsurpassed enlightenment. Therefore, the wise ones generate the excellent mind of bodhicitta, swept up in the current of the four powerful rivers, tied up by strong bonds of karma, so caught in iron net of self-grasping, completely enveloped by the darkness of ignorance, born and reborn in the boundless cyclic existence, ceaselessly tormented by their three miseries. Thinking of your mothers in this condition, generate the supreme mother bodhicitta. Although you train in renunciation and mother bodhicitta, without wisdom that realizes ultimate reality, you cannot cut the root of cyclic existence. Therefore, strive to understand dependent arising. One who sees the infallible cause and effect of all phenomena in samsara and nirvana, and dissolves all focuses of apprehension, has entered the path which pleases the Buddhas. Appearance is infallible dependent arising, emptiness is understanding that is free of assertions. As long as these two are seen as distinct, you have not yet realized the intent of the Buddhas. When these two realizations are concurrent, when the mere sight of infallible dependent origination concurrently destroys all modes of grasping through a definite discernment, at that time the analysis of the profound view is perfected. Furthermore, appearances refute the extreme of existence, emptiness refutes the extreme of non-existence. When you understand that emptiness arises in the form of cause and effect, you are not captivated by the view's extremes. O my child, once you have thus realized the points of the three principal paths, seek solitude and cultivate strong determination to quickly attain and quickly reach the final aspired goal. Okay, in fact, there's a request coming here. Usually during the Bodhicitta retreats, what we do is that for the meditation, single-pointed meditation, we do two things. One is the little bit of physical exercise followed by a breathing exercise. Physical, then the breathing. Two. So we'll do it here, and we'll do it here. So I should be actually doing this in the morning, but somehow it skipped from my mind. So we'll do it here. So the physical exercise. This is extremely good for those people. Of course, for those people who do long-term meditation, sitting meditation, for them, there's a tendency for you to have backache problem. For example, I personally, for my long hours of teaching, I sit like this, upright all the time. I think sometimes like 8 hours, sometimes 9 hours, sitting upright like this all the time. Then at the end of the day, after 2-3 days time, I start to feel the backache problem. And so those people who sit for long-term meditation, like retreats, otherwise like every day, 2-3 hours, single point meditation like this, again, there's a tendency for you to feel the this backache problem. So For this exercise will be extremely good, and you can do it. It's not any religious, there's no religious connotation there. It's purely physical exercise, and it's very good for you, particularly related to the back problem. And but if you have joint dislocation issues, spinal cord dislocation issues, so forth, then we should be very careful, not do it too forcefully. That you should be very careful. Otherwise, simply because of the sedentary lifestyle, you start to have the back problem. Particularly one time, one of my cousins, his daughter, sent me in fact, my cousin told me that his daughter was crying because of the back pain of hours of sitting on the desk when during the COVID lockdown. And then he told her that you must contact your uncle. What do you do? So then I sent her a recording of my exercise. And then just in 2 days' time, she said that the pain is gone. Pain is gone. And she knew that there are other girls also who have the same problem. She taught them and they also benefited. So this is extremely good, and you could feel it yourself. Okay, with this in mind, what we do is that, okay, what we do is first give us a little space. There's a little space. First, just sit cross-legged, not necessarily one over the other, just in the most comfortable way. And your two palms, with the two palms, the fingers, grab meaning in a very light, gentle way, grab the two knees. Grab the two knees and backbone upright, and your two arms straight. Okay, straight, straight. And then just see how to take your right shoulder in, and the arm should be straight. Arm should be straight, and right shoulder in, and the left arm can be a little bent. Left arm can be a little bent. Left bent. Right arm should be straight, and the shoulder inward, and then move it in. Move the right shoulder to your left knee as much as possible. 3 times slowly. 1, again up, again 2, all the way, all along. The right arm should be straight. 3, you can feel the stretch of your back. Okay, good. Now the same thing. Left shoulder in, left shoulder in, left shoulder in. You can see difference like this. You move the shoulder like this, left shoulder in, and the left arm straight, right arm little bend, again to the right knee 3 times. As much as possible. 1, 2, 3. Okay, do you feel that your back is stretching? Okay, and then when you just sit upright, after this, you can feel some ease there on your back. You can feel the ease. Good, a pleasant feeling. Okay, let's do it again. Right? In. 1, 2, 3. Left. 1, 2, 3. Once more. Right. 1, 2, 3. Left. 1, 2, 3. How do you feel? Good. Okay. Then the next is the breathing exercise. This is known as the nine round breathing exercise. Okay. Um, for this, what we do is that the oh, okay. You want the fan on? Fan. Victoria, you like the fan? Okay, I think this good. And this one, Jamila. Okay. Okay. Good. For the breathing, what you do is that you just stretch your 2 hands out and the 2 thumbs in. Wrap the 2 thumbs with the remaining fingers upside down. Okay. So this I'm just demonstrating it. At home, you don't have to do like this. You just do it directly. In other words, create a fist with your thumbs inside and put these 2 fists on your 2 knees. And the 2 arms should be straight. Straight. Okay. So with this, then you pull through your knees, legs, ribs, and then when it comes closer to your armpit, then you release it in the front. Good. And then move both the hands on your left side like this, on your left side, with the right fist under the left armpit, like this. Like this. Okay. And then the forefinger, the first finger, you let it out. And with the back of the forefinger, you block your right nostril and breathe 3 times. And put down on your knee, breathe out 3 times. One more. Again. Good. Again, both fists on your knees. Pull through your knees, legs, ribs, and in front. And to your right side, the left fist under the right armpit, and then let go of the first finger, forefinger, block with the hind side of it, block your right nostril and breathe 3 times. Put it down. Again, fist on the knees, straight, pull through your legs, through your ribs in the front. Now put the 2 fists on your 2 knees and breathe through both the nostrils. Are you good? One thing that I like to tell you is that some of you may know that already. Otherwise, the tendency for us is that we don't really know how to breathe properly. We don't really know how to breathe properly. The proper breathing should be that as you breathe in, your tummy should come out. Your tummy should bulge as you breathe in, because your breathing in means that you are inhaling. The air inside needs space. For this, the tummy goes out and the diaphragm will go down and the lungs will expand. Whereas when we breathe, what happens is that you breathe in and the tummy will go in. As you breathe in, the tummy goes in. This is wrong breathing. Okay, just don't be conscious. Just naturally do it. Breathe, take in the breath very quickly and see how your tummy works. Take it very quickly. Breathe in very quickly and see how the tummy works. Okay, what happens? Tummy gets in or gets out? Huh? No, don't just say it logically it should go out. Don't think like this. Just say how it works. Huh? Okay, tummy goes in, raise hands. Tummy goes out, raise hand. Okay. Ideally speaking, the tummy should go out. Tummy should go out. And then as you breathe out, tummy should get in because you are squeezing out the air. So the what squeezes out the air is your tummy gets in, then the diaphragm will be pushed up and the lungs will be squeezed. You getting it? So then all the air will come out. This is the idea. So if you know this breathing so well, and even those people who said that tummy go when I breathe in, tummy goes out, even those who said so, you have to check it well. And only those people who are really into yoga, they know this so well. But the standard yoga, you're gonna not any yoga. Those people who do really good yoga from good tradition, they know this breathing so well. Whereas some just with the physical exercise, right, and then not knowing the technicalities of the yoga breathing, they may not know. Okay, so even those of us who said that yes, the tummy goes out, most likely it is not you. You could not notice that because this is something very spontaneous reaction, and you may not notice that, and you are logically answering. I asked you to the answer to my question, not logically. How it works. Okay. So the point is that if you breathe in, we have to, as the tummy goes in, we have to learn how to let the tummy go out. Go out as you breathe in. Breathe out, tummy goes in. So that way we see that usually, let's see, people become little the nervous or tense, you could feel that the chest moves. You notice that? How many notice that? Raise hands. In yourself or in somebody else, you see the chest moves. What is happening is that when the person is nervous, the person requires more oxygen, and the person requires oxygen, and we are not trained in breathing properly. Because of this, the lungs, half of the lungs we are not using, lower part of the lungs we are not using. So we're using only the upper part of the heart, the lungs. And then because it requires more oxygen and your lower lungs, you don't practically train to use them, so the upper part which is working, that should be work even harder, which means that it has to they go out, so you can see the chest moving. You're getting it? You can see when the person becomes a little nervous, in most cases the chest moves because the person needs more oxygen, and the upper part of the lungs, they become more busy. You're getting it? So now what we learn is we deliberately learn. As you breathe in, be conscious. As you breathe in, okay, let's breathe in and make sure that the stomach, the tummy comes out. Try. And if possible, try to breathe in as much as possible, and the tummy should go out as much as possible. Try. If possible, touch your tummy. Touch your tummy to see that whether it's coming out. You think that it's going out, actually it's not going out in many cases, right? It's going in. Okay, try. Breathe in. Breathe out. Tummy should get in as much as possible. Breathe in. Okay. If you do this exercise regularly, you will see one difference in the quality of your the mental ease. Ease will qualitatively improve simply by breathing properly. Because with the breath, breathing properly, your body gets enough oxygen, and the oxygen feeds the all the cells of the body. But this that has an effect on the mind, nervous system, and then on the mind. Mind feels so much at ease naturally. You feel so light. So this is how it works. Okay. So with this, what we do is that we will do it once more. Do it once more. Ready? Your fists on your two knees. Okay. Then pull through your knees. Then in the front. When you throw it in front, don't throw too forcefully. If you do it forcefully, in 2-3 days time, you will have a muscle pain. You're getting it? Let's do it again. Pull through your knees, legs, ribs, and throw in the front to your left side, and the forefinger back part blocking your right nostril. Breathe 3 times. Tummy goes out. Breathe out. 2 more times. Okay, next round. Pull, throw, right side, block your left nostril 3 times. Breathe. Again, pull on your knees. Breathe from both nostrils. Are you good? If you can do these 2 exercises before your meditation, that would be wonderful. Okay. So with this in mind, to continue from where we left yesterday, and this morning, the first session we'll do on emptiness, and the second session and the third session we'll do on bodhicitta, so that we have some materials to reflect on, and your mind will carry a flow or momentum for tomorrow's main session in Raj gear. Okay. From all the background that I've given yesterday and the last day as well. So now, to summarize what we did before, we talked about finally we want to be freed from all the fears of life, all the tears of life, and we want to experience the infinite happiness. This is a goal. With this in mind, I remember that day 1 or day 2, I asked the question, what do you understand by samsara? Yes, you remember? And then I also asked some people to volunteer to remind me as to what exactly a samsara means. So now, with the expansion that is coming here, and this will become, because you already prepared the last 2 days of teaching, from there we've already created some form of ground for us. Now it'll make greater sense for us. Okay, let's say that what is samsara? Before we go in there, don't forget this main question: what is samsara? What is suffering? So let's say that let me first take you to the example. Say, say we have a, let's say you have an extremely pleasant dream, and let's say that the okay, let's say that Root Institute takes us for audience with His Holiness the Dalai Lama, right? In the dream, and then so you're so happy, and His Holiness in the dream tells you that hey Tejala, why don't we have a cup of tea with me? How many happy? Raise hands. Very happy, right? Not only having the what audience, but having they had the opportunity to have a cup of tea with His Holiness. Okay, a beautiful dream. And the next moment, okay, the audience finish, you come, and then suddenly there's earthquake. What is that? 9.5 magnitude. What's that like? Huh? Terrifying, extremely scary. All the buildings collapsing, right? 9.5. Anybody has any idea where it happened? This magnitude, like 9.5. I think once in Taiwan. I think so. And there's somebody who was trapped in that earthquake. He was sharing this experience that he was on one side and his wife was on the other side and his children somewhere, and the whole building was going like this, and all the tables were running down, flowing like this, and then going like this, moving like this. Very scary, and he cannot even walk to pick up his child. Very scary. So the point is that the so let's say the earthquake extremely scary, right? Okay, then you think that, okay, now I'm gone, I'm done. So actually you are sleeping in your own country and your mother wakes you up, right? And you see that this is just a dream. You're getting it? Okay, tell me, the first part of the dream, audience with his holiness. Second part of the dream, earthquake, severe earthquake. Of the two, which is better? Hey, which of the two dreams is better? Of course, the first one, right? Tell me that there are many similarities, there are many differences between the two dreams, first dream and the second dream. I'm just asking you, what are the similarities between the two dreams? There are many similarities. Quick. Yes, Pratyaksh? Okay, in both dreams, it's the same dreamer, the same person who's dreaming. Good. The girl there. Everything seems real. Very good. Anyone else? In both cases, very strong emotion, believing that everything's real. Anyone else? Yes. No. What is similarities? One is a fear, one is a joy. What are similarities? In both cases, very lucid. Very good. Huh? Okay. In both cases, you don't realize that it's dream. Manish, both are subjective. Okay. All of us, and let us listen to everybody. Everybody has something to contribute, and this will make our understanding complete. Okay, yes, we don't have control. Anyone else? Yes, both the projection from mind. Anyone else? Okay, so let us say one thing. So, which are two dreams you like to have? The first one or the second one? First one. Okay, if you like to have it, that's very good. So tonight, who's going to have this first dream? Why not? It's very beautiful, no? Huh? It's very beautiful dream. Why not? Why you not going to have this? Raise hands. Why not? Why you are not going to have this? Yes. We cannot decide. We cannot choose the dreams. You're getting it? We don't have the freedom to choose the dream. However pleasant the dream is, we don't have the freedom to choose the dream. So no control. This is the point. No control. So we don't have the freedom to choose a dream. When you're watching a television, not nowadays. Nowadays, everybody, you don't really have to watch the television. All the gadgets, laptops. In the olden times, watching television, and if your little brother is sitting with you and the remote control, you want to keep the remote control in the brother's hand, or you want to keep the remote control yourself. And brother, your little brother always watch the cartoon, right? Your remote control, you are the kid. Uh-huh. No. First, who likes to keep the remote control? Raise hands. Who likes to keep the remote control? Tejala. You Aniket. Rimpila. Yes. Aditi. Huh? Yes. How many like to keep the remote control yourself? Raise hands. Yes. Why? Serious on why? So you can control the channel, which channel you like to watch. You can control it. Otherwise, your brother will always watch the cartoon, and you have to sit there, right? You are not interested, right? Okay. So you wanted the control. So where is it? The remote control is the hand of the brother. You don't have the control. Lack of control, lack of freedom. Lack of freedom is misery. You getting it? Lack of freedom is misery. Misery is samsara. If somebody were to ask you what is samsara, what is misery, very simple. Lack of freedom. Lack of freedom. Any suffering that we go through has the element of lack of freedom. Any suffering has it has element of lack of freedom, and lack of freedom is misery. Misery is samsara. Okay, now most of us, if we ask this, which of three things you prefer? The first part of the dream, second part of the dream, or the waking from the dream, which you prefer? Many will say the first one. Yes, first one is very pleasant. Few may say the third one. You're getting it? Okay. How many prefer the first part of the dream? Raise hands. Out of the three, you can choose only one. The first one, second one, third one. First one. Okay, like His Holiness is very special. Let's say you're having a party, right? Instead of His Holiness part, oh, that's very special, right? So you're having the first part of the dream, you're having a family gathering party. And second, earthquake. And third, your mother wakes you up, right? Okay, which of the three do you prefer? You can choose only one. Okay, Dilshad. Huh? Third one. Dilshad raised the first hand for the first one when it comes to His Holiness. Right? With the party, she's not interested. She said third one. Okay, anyone else? Who would go for third one? Raise hands. Why not the first one? First one is beautiful. Why not? Yes. No. But in the dream, you were not thinking it's a dream party. It's real. You think it's a real party. What are you interested in? Ah, being alone with cheesecake? No, no. Then what? Good rest? Ah, nature. Okay, you are in a very beautiful, quiet nature with the deers coming around you, touching your body, right? All right, they trust you, and they bring their small deer, small babies also around you, right? And next moment, earthquake, and third moment, you wake up. Which do you prefer? The first one. Okay. So, how many prefer the first dream, first part of the dream, instead of the third one? One, two, three. Okay. Okay. So, do you see that you don't want the second one? Second part of the dream, you don't want it. The second part is somehow a part of the first one, because first one, you don't have the freedom to choose the dream. You don't have the freedom to choose a dream. You agree? Although it's a very pleasant dream, but there's an element of lack of freedom. Because it's lack of freedom, it can change to anything else. Anything else. It can go into the next part of the dream, which is earthquake. Extremely scary. You're getting it? Because, say, the dream content of the dream per se is not a problem, but the dream is designed in such a way that you don't have the freedom. Because you don't have the freedom, the next moment, what will happen, we never know. Whereas with third, it's very stable, that you don't really have to worry about the dream earthquake because you already woken up. You getting it? Whereas with the first one, there's every possibility that you can meet with the dream earthquake. Yes. So it's good or bad? It's very scary. You're getting it? So therefore, the wise, for example, like say, oh, samsara is terrible. For example, our Dr. La must be seeing the ICU, there are people there, so terrible. And will come to retreat, right? Every so pleasant. Bodhi temple, so good. She forgets all the ICU, right? And they're so beautiful. The the point is that the that say when you forget this, but if there's a tendency for the next moment, what's the next moment? We are never sure, right? So many people, when they see, say, things exist in relative terms, when you see other people suffering from poverty, you say, oh, what a pity, right? So you have enough to eat, you have enough to spend, and not only enough to spend, you can stay in a nicer hotel and so forth. Oh, what a pity. But we never know what's the next part of the dream. We actually not dream. We are dictated that you have some money at the moment is because of your karmic result. What your the next karma is going to be like, we never know, right? So okay, there are so many beggars here. Okay, this is one thing that I like to share with you here. There are so many beggars here. Where the Buddhism is, they are beggars. They are very poor people, right? Okay, yes, many people, if they don't see the full story, if they don't see the background information, then you may feel that, oh, yes, I'm interested in Buddhism. I'm so excited to go to Bodhgaya. The moment I come to Bodhgaya, first thing that I see is the beggars mopping you, right? Everywhere. So sad. I thought it's so beautiful. Going into the temple is beautiful. But the moment you come out of the temple campus, so many beggars, very poor, everything. It's not just one, two, there are so many, right? Then tomorrow you'll see on the road, on the way out, so many of them just in line in queue, right? What is this? Okay, this is the very superficial picture. Now we have to know the background picture. This is so important. What's the background? Full information is that it's not that these what we identified as a poor people, they're not born in Bihar. You're getting it? They're not born in Bihar. It's not that all the poor people are born in Bihar. No, that's not true. And particularly around the main stupa, place where the shrine is, like Rajgir and so forth, it's not that these people are actually born there. Because yes, of course, they were born in different places. Good people are born everywhere. Bad people were born everywhere, in every religion. And poor people are born in every place. Rich people are born in every place. Now, what happens is that when somebody is born as a poor, the person, for example, like if you're handicapped, and in many cases, even your family members, they cannot do anything. So naturally, you are left out, and then you have to survive. You have to survive. For the survival, then some kind people, they inform them, hey, just by sitting here, you will not get anything. You continue to suffer. So others, out of compassion, tell the person, you go to Bodhgaya. There, kind people are there, right? Here next to the five-star hotel, they will kick you out, right? They will beat you up. They'll kick you out. They'll call the police and take you away because they don't want the rich people, the ultra rich people, they want their own space. And then the hotel owners, they will make sure that they get the space so that you don't have a space here. They will kick you out. Whereas you go to Bodh Gaya, then the people, they're so kind. Rich, poor, whoever will be so kind. At least you'll get something to eat. They will not kick you out. So this is how gradually, by word of mouth, these people, they come to know about this. They come to the place where there's a compassion. You're getting it? Where there's a compassion. Where there's no compassion, there's no point. Go there, they will kick you out. So where there's a compassion, they will not kick you out. So look at the, say for example, in other places, the stray dogs, they will not come close to the people. So in Bodhgaya, just see in the main temple how the stray dogs behave. They come sit right in front of you. They are not afraid of you because they feel your compassion. You're getting it? It's not that these stray dogs, all they said, say the poor people, the handicaps, they're all born in this. No, it's all because of compassion of the Buddha, which attracted compassionate people who admire the Buddha's compassion and the wisdom. That this is a place where these people are attracted, and these people they attract. The Buddha attracted these people. So if the poor people they come here, people who admire Buddha, they will not kick them out. They will at least give them something, so they will get something to eat. So because of which, then from everywhere, from every part of the nation, then people come to know about this, and people sometimes they even inform others, kind people, even those who are kind, even those people who inform them, they're also kind people. They cannot do it themselves, but at least they give them the information that if you go to Bodhgaya, if you go to Varanasi and so forth, then you will get something to eat, you will survive. So this is how, this is the front picture is like, oh, I thought Bodhgaya is very beautiful, serene, but going there is very sad. Oh, poor people, everywhere is so hundreds. Oh, what happened? I like Buddhism, but where Buddhism is, the poor people are there. No, where Buddhism, compassion is there. Where compassion is there, the poor people, weaker people, they can see that this is a place where I can survive. So they come, they're attracted. This is a compliment. This should be a big compliment for the Buddha's message of compassion. This should be a big compliment to the people who come here for pilgrimage purpose and so forth. There should be a big compliment for each one of us, that these people, they trust us. They know that that you are not going to kick them out, right? So there's a big compliment. So likewise, look at even the stray dog. Sometimes you wouldn't believe. You sit there, the dog will come and sit on your lap. In the big cities, don't expect that. The dog coming to sit on your lap. Don't expect. They will run away from you, right? Because of the fear. Yet here they don't feel the fear. Why? Because they could feel your compassion. Feel your compassion. Why your compassion? Because at least you come here, you may be a short-tempered person. But coming here, psychologically you're affected by the Buddha's compassion. Or I'm going there to pay respect to the Buddha's enlightened place. So why Buddha? Because of his compassion, his wisdom. So with this, you come here, your seed of compassion is activated. When you come here, then you are much more tender and toned down, and your compassion is manifested more strongly. You may not be aware of it, but that's actually happening. The proof is that these poor, the poorer people, the animals, they come without any fear. You're getting it? Around the first hotel, if somebody like this, they're handicapped and the poor people are there, they have to live in fear. Anytime police will come and kick me out. But here there's no fear. You're getting it? Here, there's no fear. You can see that. Even look at the dogs. They have no fear because they could feel your compassion. This is a big compliment. Okay, these are things that we need to remember. So with this, what I'm saying is that pleasant dream, unpleasant, in both cases, one thing that is being shared is that however pleasant dream is, you don't have the freedom to choose the dream. Because you don't have the freedom to choose the dream, lack of freedom is misery. Misery is samsara. You getting it? So therefore, the wise people will tackle the root. What's the root? That the dream, however pleasant the dream is, there is something wrong there. What is that? It doesn't have the freedom to choose. It doesn't have you. It doesn't allow you to have the freedom to choose it. So lack of freedom is there. That's a problem. However pleasant the dream is. Samsara, however pleasant the samsara is, meaning the swimming pool, first hotel, then what, Starbucks, KFC, there's nothing wrong in it. It only makes us accumulate so much of negative karmas. There's nothing good in it, right? It's 5 minutes of good taste, makes you accumulate so much of negative karmas. Millions and millions of poor chickens are being killed in KFCs, right? There's nothing good in it. So whenever I pass by the KFC, I pray, of course, to the poor chickens, and more, above all, to this man with the this man who started KFC, with the picture of this man, right? Just I pray for him that in the text it says that you trigger any action which has a ripple effect, unending ripple effect, you have to carry the negativity of that. This much, even though you have left the world, but still the negativity is going there and spreading. KFC, KFC, KFC. How many millions of people are connected with KFC eating, and just the food means KFC instantly. So these people are connected with accumulation negative karma, and people who are working the accumulation negative karma. All these things, the person who started this, wherever he has taken birth, he has to continually carry this deposit of negativities which the people are engaged in till KFC stops. He has to continue accumulating these negative karmas, and his bad consequences. Very unfortunate. Likewise, you do something positive, the ripple effects are there. For example, like Lama Yeshe, who started this, who started all the APMD centers, Lama Yeshe, who started all these things, he left the world. He left the world. But the consequences, the benefits are constantly being read, constantly being and created. How many people have benefited out of this? And wherever he is, all these merits continue to flow with him. Likewise, each one of us, whatever good things that we do for the community, service in your own capacity, whatever you can do for the community, for others, even if you leave the world, even if you die, but when the benefit is continuously having ripple effect in the world, in the people, in sentient beings, the virtues you continue to multiply. Even though, so once you deposit money in the bank, then even though you're not doing anything, the money continues to multiply in the bank. You're getting it? Like the interest continues to your bank. What is that? Profit continues to increase in the bank. So this is what how the positivities and negativities are multiplied. So we should be extremely careful in this life that to know everything. Don't live in the world of ignorance is bliss. Right? We should know the reality more deeply, more profoundly, more holistically, so that you are the wisest. You are being wisely kind to yourself. Okay, so having said this, from this, what we come to learn is that, okay, pleasant dream. The question is, what will be? For example, let's say I'll give you, say, your name. Oh, Logan. So let's say Logan, a very pleasant dream of being in the nature. The deers come, even the lions also come. Lions come. Lions they don't eat. They don't chase the deers. Lions also, touching the deers like this, right? And the lions sit around you, right? And you give some fruits. The lions so happily eat the fruits, not the animal. Wow, that's amazing. This is a divine, right? You pet the lions. Okay. And the next moment, then the earthquake, right? Earthquake, and there's a naughty lion coming, eating up all the other creatures around you. You feel so unhappy. Again, the next moment, then you go very sad. You go again. You come in a place where the lion is taking care of all the deers. Wow, that's amazing, right? Again, the next moment, a naughty lion comes. Again, eat everything up. So sad, right? And then you cry. You become so desperate. You're not eating any food. Again, the next moment you go there, a monkey is taking care of everything. You're so happy. And again, everything shattered. Again, you cry. So tell me, if that is the situation, what thought will come to you? The first moment is very exciting. And it repeats like this, continues having to shed tears, continues to see the miseries of the animals around you. What thought will come to you? Yes. So then the last moment, your mother wakes you up. Logan, hey, wake up. What happens? It's time for your school. Put on the uniform. Right? You wake up. Ah, it's all dream. You're getting it? Release. You understand it? Okay. So one time is very exciting. But if you repeat, then you become more mature. You getting it? Then when will this stop? When will these tears stop? For example, say the birthday parties, family gatherings, and wedding ceremonies. Wedding ceremonies, how do we go? Nice dress or casual dress? Very nice dress. You getting it? And then what? Then what? New Year parties. And then what? Huh? Birthday parties and so forth. All the celebration ceremonies and so forth. Wow, this amazing, that amazing. And then one day you encounter the loss of a very near and dear one. And then your mind is so shattered, right? Your mind whole shattered. Then you see that, and it happens one after the other. Then you see whole life is so miserable, so gloomy, so sad. And when you see others celebrating festivities and so forth, what is festivity? This is just totally nonsense, so shallow, meaningless. These are all deception, not allowing me to prepare for this moment. You're getting it? Then you see them as the bait, not allowing me to prepare for this day. So this is when you mature. You're getting it? So with this, the wise people will, they say, the ordinary people will be trapped in the what? Merriments, festivities, birthday parties, and so forth. And worse, like pubs. And the more mature people, wiser people, they will see that at the end of the day, it ends up with the separation of near and dear ones. It's so painful. Our past moments are just very shallow, hollow, meaningless. So, this is so painful. And the next life is the same thing is going to be repeated next life. Oh, very tiring. Next life, again the same thing will repeat. Then what will you question? What question will come to you? Is there a way out so that I don't have to worry about it anymore? I don't have to shed tears anymore. Is there a way out? The answer is yes, there's a way out. What's the way out? Identify the root of this problem. That is that you are in a dream. You are sleeping. Because of sleeping, that you are not freed from this dream. One dream after the other, to the other, to the other. So in all along these dreams, there's one element in common. That is lack of freedom to choose the dream. That is responsible for all these, however pleasant the dream is, and it is a potential to give rise to the unpleasant dream the next moment. So therefore, the wise people will try to stop the dream in the first place. Dream per se, pleasant, unpleasant, just forget it. Dream per se is the one which puts me in the problem. Lack of freedom. So how do you stop the dream? How to stop the dream? Wake up. You're getting it? So therefore, waking up, this is so precious. Having said this, okay, how to wake up? Now tell me, what is the difference between waking up and the dream? The dream and the waking up state. What's the dream state and the waking up state? What's the difference? Quick. There are many differences. Quick. Raise hands, raise hands. Dream state and waking up state. I'm not really expecting any perfect answer. I'm looking to hear your thoughts. Okay, Dr. La. Waking state, some degree of there's a control there. In the dream, there's no control. The lack of control in the dream is the uh, is removed when you wake up. That is, you get control. Anyone else? Yes. Okay. When you wake up, you see things as they are. Very good. Louder. Okay, in dream, we are under influence of ignorance, which blocks us from seeing the reality as it is. We cannot see the reality as it is. Anyone else? Okay, look. In fact, as a one person, I may give you some very profound answer on the basis of what I've read, what I have learned, but I cannot give you all the different aspects that collectively you are giving. It's so precious to listen to all these. Even in process, I'm learning a lot. You're getting it? Each one of us. Don't think that, okay, so what the other says, let me see first, whatever he said, let me wait for that, right? And otherwise, you do something else, right? Don't do that. Let us listen to everybody. Yes. In the dream, there's a set of emotional reactions. When you wake up, these changes by seeing the reality. Very good. Anyone else? Yes. When you're waking up, you're conscious. What do you mean by conscious? In the dream, you think that you're conscious. Yes. In the dream, you think that you're conscious. Right? So there's no difference. Okay. Let's put it like this. Just speak what is experientially felt rather than what you've read. You're getting it? What we can experientially felt. Subconscious, these things, they are. So what, tell me, what's the difference between the dream and the waking state in real life? Okay, Pamela. In waking state, cause and effect operates very efficaciously. Cause and effect, if you what, eat too much food, then obesity comes. If you eat too less food, then you have the lack of nutrition problem, right? And if you study well, practice well, your miseries slowly diminish. If you keep in indulgence, if we keep in indulgence, your miseries multiply. There's a set of cause and effect rule that is followed in the waking state, but not in the dream state. In the dream state, right, say that I go to the pubs all the time. And then the next moment, hey, you're the Nobel laureate in physics. Right? It's possible in the dream. You're getting it? Say, somebody's always engaged in killing, creating all disharmony community. And the next moment, you are appointed as the Nobel Peace Laureate. It's possible. You're getting in the dream. This is where the law of the karma is disrupted in the dream. It is not followed necessarily. But in the waking state, the law of cause and effect operates necessarily. Good? Yes. Okay, there's no logic. So this is more similar to the cause and effect. And you talk about time. What do you say? So what is the sense of time we have now? Order, chronological order, which means cause and effect. Very good. So in the waking state, there's a chronological order there, right? For example, say, okay, 10 years ago, I was younger, my white hair was so less, now it's becoming more. And in the dream, after 10 years, suddenly I become very young, right? Chronologically disrupted. Okay, this happens dream. In the waking state, don't expect that, right? There are stories. We say that, oh, somebody lived this number of years and the person becomes younger. These are all stories. You're getting it? There may be one or two extraordinarily control over the energy. That's a different story. Otherwise, for ordinary people like us, don't expect as the days pass, don't expect you becoming younger. You're getting it? But your mind can become stronger. Your mind can be more trained. But bodily, don't expect that you become stronger as you become older. You're getting it? Yes, Minudiji. Exactly, a fly, right? There's a ghost coming there, right? Or a tiger coming here, and you fly higher than the tiger. Yes, Rimbila. In the dream, you fear more. It's more scary than in the waking state. Okay, are you sure? Because in the waking state, you do not really encounter with such situations. It's extremely scary moments are there where your hairs can stand on end. Very scary. So lucky that we are yet to encounter with these things. But if you can think of these in advance, anytime anything can happen like this, because we should have a broader exposure to the real world. Let's not stay in our own cocoon. You have to think of the capital punishment, people who go through that, and some of them who are, say, wrongly the accused and go through capital punishment. It's very scary. Okay, Atiti. In the dream, sense perception missing. Very good. In the waking state, sense perception operating. Good. Oh, that's true. So when I wake up, I have to go to school. In the dream, you don't have to go to school. Huh? Are you sure? So did you ever dream of going to school? Yes, right. That dream that huh? Is nice. Now the nightmares also happen. No, 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 no. Nightmares also happen, right? Not always nice. Okay. So the difference, still I'm waiting for the some answers, which is still not yet come. Okay, Chakraborty. Yes. Okay. So let's say for this flower to grow, it may take like say 10 days, but in the dream, within 1 second, it just grows like this, right? Okay, good. Here. Say it again. Okay. Okay. In waking state. Okay. Oh, that's smart. That's good. So, what the memories and experience that you gathered in the first dream, we may not be able to use that in the second dream, right? Today, okay, today I dreamt of becoming what, of having received the what what is that? What is that? American the award? Uh no, American award, civil award, the best, the most, the honored. Not no. Okay, let's say you got in the first dream you get let's say some award for peace, a smaller level, and then on that basis in the next dream, then I will build up on this next dream I will have a Nobel Peace Prize. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen like this. But whereas in the real life, yes, you are being recognized for social service and so forth, and gradually people recognize you more, built up, and eventually you can become a Nobel laureate in peace. That's possible in the real life, but in the dream, it doesn't happen. Okay, so yes, yes. Okay, as you were saying that in the dream, your karma is not really counted. What do you do in the dream? It's not really a accumulated karma. When the waking state, what you do, it counts as a karma. I would say that this is a very serious matter. I would say that in the dream, what you do in the dream, what you do in the waking state, in both cases, karma is counted. But in the waking state, it is more intense. What you do is more serious. In the dream, you did it with less control. In the waking state, you did it with a greater control. So the karma is more efficacious. Okay, now we don't have much time. Oh, it's all 10:30. Okay, so what next? Teacher, what next? Group discussion. I want to take another half an hour, minimum half an hour. Okay, we'll do that because that the second session and third session I want to dedicate on Bodhicitta. Okay, so the point is that the dream and the waking state. The dream. The one difference is that the waking state, in the loose sense, the waking state is seen as objective. Dream is seen as subjective. There's a difference in the loose sense. Now, say, now let's say that when you wake up, the what happens? The waking state. What happens is that the contents of the dream. Okay, let's put it like this. Say, in the dream, you see the dream as real. When you wake up, you see the concept of dream as not real. Yes, raise hands. Good. So in the dream, you see the dream as real. That is wisdom or ignorance? Ignorance. What's the outcome? Outcome is loss of freedom. And in many cases, fear, like earthquake, nightmare, so forth, so much of fear. Yes, outcome is a fear because of ignorance. The moment you wake up, what happens? The moment you wake up, you see the dream as dream. You said dream as dream. Is that wisdom or ignorance? Wisdom. And what's the outcome? The fear of the dream stops. Yes? The fear of the dream stops. When you wake up, what do you remember wake up? To say the dream as dream. This is the difference. In the dream, you see the dream as real. Waking up, you see the dream as dream. Now, say, if you can see everything like a dream, all your fears will stop. When you wake up, the fear of the dream stops, not the fear of your real life. You're getting it? Fear of the dream stops when you wake up from the dream, but the fear of the real life doesn't stop. So we are going through two dreams. One is the conventional dream and the other one is the unconventional dream. We have been waking up from the conventional dream every day. We have been waking up from the conventional dream every day. You're getting it? And some of you may not have dreams. That's a different story. Otherwise, those who dream very often, you wake up from the dream every day. I don't think there's anybody who sleeps for 24 hours. Is there anybody who sleeps for 24 hours? Sometimes? Sometimes? It may be a secret for some people. Right? Some people, they have a great stamina to sleep. Yeah, 24 hours they sleep. Some people, right? Okay, no, it doesn't matter. So, generally speaking, maybe this girl, no, okay, okay. Okay, let's say that from the conventional dream, we wake up every day. But why we are still suffering? Because we live in the unconventional dream. You're getting it? We have the nightmare, the fear in the dream because we're in the dream. Now we still have the dream. We still have the problem, even after waking up, which means that we wake up from the conventional dream, but we are still in the unconventional dream. You're getting it? So only if we wake up from the unconventional dream, then all our miseries will stop. You're getting it? All our miseries will stop if we wake up from the unconventional dream. So, who has woken up from the unconventional dream? Anyone? Any one of you? Okay, Rimbila, you woken up from the unconventional dream? So my question is, listen to me, right? Okay, my question is, who has woken up? How many of you have woken up from the unconventional dream? You have woken up from an unconventional dream? I sure. Okay, we never know. Yeah. Okay, right? If there is a case, if you're woken up from the unconventional dream, most likely you will not come to this class. If you still come, you'll come to check on me. Okay, so with this, the point is that we have to wake up from the unconventional dream. How to wake up from the unconventional dream? It'll never happen automatically, because since time immemorial till today, we could not wake up from this unconventional dream. So it happens only through effort, not automatically. Whereas the waking up from the conventional dream, it happens automatically. But waking up from the unconventional dream, it never happened till now, and it'll happen only through effort. What effort is required? We require the wisdom to wake up from this ignorance, this dream of the ignorance. So, what is that wisdom? Wisdom is the discerning mind whose apprehension of the object tallies with the reality. And what's the reality? The reality is what the Buddha taught as the third seal. What is the third seal? Third of the four seals. Everything is the nature of emptiness, selflessness. What is emptiness, selflessness? For this, there are so many reasons given. We're going to quickly study the four essentials. Four essentials. The reasoning of the four essentials to establish emptiness. The reasoning of the four essentials to establish emptiness. The reasoning of the four essentials to establish emptiness. Okay, what are the four essentials? First, essential of identifying the object of negation. Essential of identifying the object of negation. Essential of identifying the object of negation, number one. Number two, essential of understanding the emptiness of the objects being intrinsically one with its parts. Essential for understanding the emptiness of the objects being intrinsically one with its parts. Right? Essential for understanding the emptiness of the objects being intrinsically one with its parts. Okay, the next. Number three, essential for understanding the emptiness of the objects being different. Earlier it was one, now it's different. Emptiness of understanding essential for understanding the emptiness of the objects being intrinsically different from its parts. Let me repeat it. Essential for understanding the emptiness of the objects being intrinsically different from its parts. Number four, essential for understanding the pervasion. Essential for understanding the pervasion that anything which is empty of being intrinsically one with and intrinsically different from its parts entails the emptiness of objectivity of the object. Let me repeat it. Essential for understanding the pervasion. Essential for understanding the pervasion that anything which is empty of being intrinsically one with and intrinsically different from its parts entails the emptiness of objectivity of the object. Let me repeat it. Essential for understanding the pervasion that anything which is empty of being intrinsically one with and different from its parts entails, anything which is empty of being one with one with and different from its parts entails the emptiness of objectivity of the object. Essential for understanding the provision that anything which is empty of being intrinsically one with and intrinsically different from its parts entails the emptiness of objectivity of the object. Let me repeat it. Emptiness of, what is that? Essential for understanding the provision that anything which is empty of being intrinsically one with and intrinsically different from its parts entails the emptiness of objectivity of the object. Okay, you all got it? Good. Conclusion. So these are 4 essentials, not conclusion. Conclusion. Therefore, emptiness of objectivity of the object is the objectivity of the object. Therefore, emptiness of objectivity of the object is the objectivity of the object. Therefore, emptiness of objectivity of the object is the objectivity of the object. Emptiness of objectivity of the object is the objectivity of the object. You all got it? Good. Okay, quickly. The first, what is the first essential? Essential of identify the object negation. Okay, some of you may be wondering what is meant by object negation. Okay, if I say that I don't have a car, what is negated is that me owning a car is negated. When I say I don't have a car, what is negated is that I owning a car is negated. I don't. Don't is the negation. When I say that this flower is not a chocolate, what is negated? This flower being a chocolate is negated. Chocolate is not negated. Chocolate is there in the world. In the shop, if you don't believe, go to the chocolate shops. You will see the chocolates there. What is negated? This flower being a chocolate is negated. You're getting it? Okay. This flower is not permanent. What is negated? This flower being permanent is negated. Permanent is not negated. This flower being permanent is negated. Okay. This flower is not objectively real. This flower being objectively real is negated. You're getting it? So, when I speak about the emptiness, everything is nature, emptiness, selflessness. Emptiness, we say that, oh, this flower has the nature of emptiness. What do you mean by emptiness of flower? That flower is empty of being objectively real. You're getting it? So we said emptiness is short form of, emptiness is short form of emptiness of objective existence, emptiness of independent existence. You're getting it? Emptiness of objective existence. So when we say this flower is the emptiness of flower, what is negated? When we say emptiness of flower, what is negated? Objective existence of the flower is negated. You're getting it? Objective existence of flower is negated. Okay. If somebody were to ask you, what is the objective negation of the emptiness of the flower? Gishimala? Objective existence of flower is the objective negation of the emptiness of flower. Okay. Let's say that we are all empty. We are emptiness of the human beings. What's the object negation of the emptiness of human beings? Raise hands. Quick, to save time. Quick. Anyone? Oh, no one. Only one. Okay, Changjubla. Are you sure? Drishti. Objective existence or the emptiness of objective existence? Are you sure? Eh? Are you sure? Hey, you are listening to this for the third time. Are you sure? Huh? She trusts my face. You getting it? Don't trust my face. Have confidence. Answer that you gave is correct, right? The mama says, "Are you sure?" She was a little nervous, right? Okay, are you sure? Very good. Okay, so what is the object of the emptiness? What is the object of negation of the emptiness of the person? Quick, somebody. Yes. Objective existence of the person. You getting it? Okay, now one by one. Ready? Ready? Okay. What is the emptiness? What is the object negation of the emptiness of the emptiness of fear? What's the object negation of the emptiness of fear? Karen? Walden? What is the object negation of the emptiness of fear? Kim? Yes. How many agree with Kim? Raise hands. Objective existence of fear is the object negation of the emptiness of fear. Okay. What is the object negation of the emptiness of laziness? Anyone? Carl? Very good. Objective existence of laziness. Okay. Next question. The first question is pretty straightforward. But next question is, what do you mean by objective existence? You're getting it? First, what's the object negation of emptiness? You said objective existence. What do you mean by objective existence? Very quick. Anyone? What do you mean by objective existence? What does it mean by objective existence? Okay, Sumanji. Objective existence exists or does not exist? Sumanji? Does not exist. So, what is objective existence? Analyzing the flower, for example, under the electron microscope, then okay, so the flower disappears in the eyes of the ultimate analysis. So what disappears? Objective existence of the flower disappears. So my question, what does it mean by objective existence that disappears? Actually, this is a very good reflection. I'm so impressed. Thank you. Okay, Sherry Pema. Say an object existing independent of the subject. Subject as opposed to object as opposed to subject. Object as opposed to subject. An object which exists independent of this subject is known as objective existence. Mark. An object exists from own side, nothing to do with the mind. From its own side. The flower exists from its own side, nothing to do with the mind, nothing with the subject. This is objective existence. Anyone else? Yes. Which has or has not? Which an object without causing conditions. Okay, that's interesting. How many you agree? Your name? Drew. Okay, how many you agree with Drew? Objective existence means object is existing independent of the causal conditions. Raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so if those who raise hands, if you are from NMC or NDC, then you'll be put to fine. You're getting it? Okay. Okay. So, Drew, thank you for bringing this up. Why? Say, if you don't identify the object negation well, you will never get emptiness. You're getting it? If you don't get the object if you don't identify the object negation well, you will never get emptiness. So therefore, it is so crucial that we have to identify object negation well. Okay, so for this, the same. Okay, let's say in this hall, just tell me correct or not correct. In this hall, let's say there's no cat. Correct, not correct? And a cat is a living being. Correct, not correct? Cat is a living being. Correct, not correct? So since there is no cat in this hall, there's no living being in this hall. Correct, not correct? What are you saying? You said the cat is a living being, yes? And there's no cat here. So cat being a living being, there's no cat, there's no living being here. Because cat is a living being. Yes, no? Huh? Yes. But it's not a living being. No, I do not say equal to. Is it living being or not? Is it living being or not? Yeah, that's better. Keep it straight. It's a living being. So cat is a living being. Because cat is not there, living being is not there. Correct, not correct? Not correct. What's the problem? Okay, the William. That's smart. Cat is a living being, that's true. But not all living beings are a cat. So therefore, although in this room, there's one living being missing, but there are many other living beings. So therefore, it's not that this room, this hall is empty of living beings. You're getting it? Okay. Yes. Huh? Oh. So the Pratyaksha is not living being. Okay, human being is not a living being. Human being is not, listen to my next question. Human being is not a living being. Living being is also not a living being. Living being is also not living being. Huh? Living being is not living being. What crazy? Oh, a living being is not living being. Food is not food. Food is not a food, right? So you do not get food. You do not eat the breakfast. He never eats breakfast, right? He never eats breakfast. You're not speaking to me. You're not speaking. Speaking is just a word, right? You're not speaking. Speaking is just the label of something, right? So that you're not speaking to me. Look, he say that you're not saying no. What is yes? Okay, good. Okay, so what are we saying? Okay, so what I'm saying is that if I say that the what is a cat, right? I said that cat is a living being. It's correct. And in this hall, there's no cat, right? And if I say, oh, cat is a living being, there's no living being in this hall, what's the problem? Is it correct or not correct? Well, not so. Therefore, what you want to know is whether there's a cat or not. You're getting it? And I make a statement which is bigger or smaller. Bigger statement which is unnecessary. Although the cat is not here, and cat is living being, doesn't mean that there's no living being here. So to identify object negation, we have to be extremely precise in making the identify object negation. So precision meaning that you have to avoid the two extremes. So the two extremes are known as maximalist redundancy and minimalist inadequacy. Maximalist redundancy. If you identify the object negation bigger, it is redundant. you will not get emptiness. If you identify the object negation less than what is required, it is inadequate. Again, you will not get emptiness. Maximalist redundancy and minimalist inadequacy. Maximalist redundancy and minimalist inadequacy. For example, if somebody tells me, okay, you tell me, if you ask me that, what do you mean by emptiness of flower? Emptiness of flower means flower does not exist. I negate something. I negate something. This negation falls under maximal redundancy, minimal redundancy, or proper identification of object negation. What is that? If you tell me, what is meant by emptiness? You study emptiness in root and shoot. What is my emptiness? Emptiness of flower. Oh, which means no flower exists. There are three possibilities. One is maximal redundancy, minimalist the inadequacy, or the perfect identification of negation of emptiness. Which of the three is this? Jyotiji, maximalist redundancy. Why do you think so? Okay, listen. It negates more than what is to be negated. It negates more than what is to be negated. Right? Say, the flower exists or not? It exists. And you are saying that when you say the flower doesn't exist, does it also reject objective existence of the flower or not? When you say, I don't have a flower, say in my hand, I don't have a flower, am I also saying that I don't have an objective existence of flower in my hand? Yes, no. Think again and tell me. I say that I have no flower in my left hand. Does it mean that will you have a doubt that, oh, he said there's no flower in his hand, but there must be objective flower in his hand? This doubt, will it come to you or not? Will this doubt come to you or not? Huh? Let me repeat it. I say I don't have a car, and it's true, I don't have a car. And do you think that, oh, he said he does not have a car, I trust him, but maybe he has objectively existing car? This doubt comes to you or not? Huh, Kim Lee? It comes. He must have objective existing car then. Huh? Oh, right. Okay. How many think that, no, this, when the car is rejected, objective existing car, permanent car, everything is rejected. With hands. Very good. This is how we have to learn. You're getting it? Say, if I say, I have no car, don't ask me again, okay, you don't have a car, I accept it, but do you have an objective existing car? Do you have a permanent car? Do you have a green car, blue car? Don't ask. All these are rejected automatically. You're getting it? When I say I don't have a car, you're getting it? But when I say I don't have objective existing car, you can still ask, what? You may have a car. But I said I don't have objective existence car. Objective existence car, rejecting objective existence car does not reject car in general. You're getting it? But if you reject car, you reject all the characteristics of the car. Objective existence car, blue car, red car, permanent car, everything's rejected. You're getting it? So therefore, to reject objective existence of the car, instead of that, if you reject the car overall, that is maximalist redundancy. You reject more than what is rejected, because emptiness doesn't mean there's no car, because car still exists. Car exists. What does not exist is what? Objective existence car does not exist. You're getting it? So if you say that emptiness means the car does not exist, the flower does not exist, this is a problem of maximalist redundancy with respect to the identify the object negation. You're getting it? Okay, next. Next, if I say that, what do you mean by the emptiness of flower? Emptiness of flower means there's no permanent flower. What's the problem? Anyone? Is the problem not? What do you mean by emptiness of flower? Emptiness of flower means there's no permanent flower. Is it correct or not correct? Correct? Not correct, do sense? Not correct. Okay, why not correct? Anyone? Why not correct? Okay, Pema. It falls under the category of the Huh? What's the problem? If you say that what is emptiness of flower? Emptiness of flower means there's the empty of permanent flower. Is that the correct identification of negation? No, why not? Aditi, tell me. What's the problem? Impermanent flower exists. What's the problem? No, why? Impermanent flower actually exists. What's the problem? Anyone? Hey, what's the problem if I say that there's no objective? There's the emptiness of flower means the flower that there's no is empty of permanent flower. What's the problem? Do you see? So what's the problem if I say that emptiness of flower means the flower empty of being permanent? What's the problem? Why? She's saying if you identify, if you say the emptiness of flower means that the flower doesn't exist permanent, flower is empty of permanence, empty of being permanent flower. Then she said that here you are not identifying the object negation properly. You fall under the problem of minimalist inadequacy. How? So objective exists and permanent objective flower and the permanent flower, these are the same. Look, her eyes are very smart, right? Look at me and the corner of the eyes looking at Gishima, right? And Gishima said like this, she said no. Right? She's saying both. Right? Right. Yes. Be very honest. Right? Yes. Her eyes, very smart. Looking at me, one corner is sent to Gishima. Right? And Gishima said like this. She said no. Okay, over there. Permanent flower doesn't exist. Objective flower doesn't exist. So what's the problem? Of course, you have to negate something which does not exist. You cannot negate what exists. So emptiness is something which is non-existent. For example, like emptiness of flower in my hand. Emptiness of flower in my hand. Right? That's not an issue. Because in the first place, flower does not exist in my hand. And then the object of flower also does not exist in my hand. So that is not the subtle emptiness. You can speak about the emptiness of the flower in my hand. But it doesn't connote understanding the ultimate reality. You're getting it? But what is rejected when you speak about emptiness? If it is a proper understanding of emptiness, then what is rejected should be non-existent. For example, I say that I don't have a book in my hand. I negate the presence of book in my hand. It's wrong. It exists. You're getting it? But still, I can speak of this. This word, what it rejects is the book in my hand is rejected, but it's not true. Okay, anyone else? What's the problem? Okay, the Swamiji. It's not a correct negation. It is. Meaning, I say no objective flower means no permanent flower. Okay. So, is there anyone who likes to say that it's not a correct negation? Anyone? Okay, how? Much more or much less? Much more, much less. Okay, this Chandela. Huh? It is not a complete negation, meaning it is inadequate. How? Are you sure? Non-composite space. Does it exist objectively? No, nothing exists objectively, including the non-composite space. Non-composite space, it exists as permanent. Okay. Tinishunzumla? Okay, what you're saying is similar to what two of you are very similar. Okay, the girl over there. Oh, that's also a good reason. Let's say the flower, the emptiness of the flower, what is negated? Objective existence negated. That objective existence to be negated can be, should be, we should be able to negate it to all the phenomena equally. But if we say emptiness of flower means the flower being empty of permanent phenomena, means it can be negated only on the impermanent phenomena, not on the permanent phenomena. That's a very good reason. Thank you. Is the I like it, but still there should be something more precise answer to this. Anyone? Victoria? Okay, don't worry. Yes, speak. No, what is the problem? If I say what is required, I'm not asking this. I'm asking what's the problem. My question is, if I say the flower is emptiness of flower means the flower is empty of permanent, they being permanent. So what's the problem with this? Object negation. What's the problem? This problem with the object negation. Okay, Dr. La. We're not rejecting conventional truth. We don't. The flower, is it permanent or not? Flower is permanent or not? It is not. Not means we negate it. But negating the flower to be permanent, does it negate the flower as objective reality? Does it, or it does not? Say the flower, is it chocolate or not? It's not a chocolate. So you negate the flower to be chocolate. Does this suffice negating objective existence of the flower? This is okay. Look, your name? Adriana. Okay. So what Adriana said, if you say that this flower is not a chocolate, that emptiness of flower means the flower is not a chocolate. Flower is empty being a chocolate. What problem is this? This is the problem of the object, problem with failing to identify object negation well. What's the problem? It falls under the problem of the minimalist inadequacy. How? So what's the problem? That the flower not being objective, not being chocolate, these two are same. How not same? You know, you don't negate emptiness. Emptiness exists. Objective existence. So what I'm saying is that it negates objective existence because the flower being objective and flower being chocolate, these two are same. No? Bhumika, no? Why not? How not same? How not same? How not same? Right? No, so I'm saying that it's negating because the flower being chocolate, flower being object, these two are objective existence, these two are same. You are saying these two are not same. How not? How not? Let me explain this. Because the flower not being chocolate is what everybody knows. Flower not being objective reality is what nobody knows. Here, we don't know this. You getting it? How do you know we don't know this? Because of this, we are suffering continuously. This self-grasping ignorance. Flower not being a chocolate is very easy to know. Flower not being objective existence is very difficult to know. You getting it? So therefore, these two are not synonymous. Okay, I think we have to stop here for the 28 minutes break. Tea break. If you want to do a little bit of discussion, up to you. No discussion, up to you. In 20 minutes at the 11:30, we'll come back. Yata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswaha Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswaha Dhyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswaha. Three persuasions together.